Hey everyone, welcome back to another daily recap. Today was a very good day. I could have improved a lot, but that's the same case with every day. Never gonna get everything perfectly. And it's good that I'm making mistakes and I'm recognizing them because that means I'm gonna come into tomorrow, the next training day, even more prepared and better prepared to improve 1% every day. Um, so getting into my trades, so the morning kind of started off slow. Actually, started off with me longing UUU. Now I haven't taken a long in months, but I had a thesis and I tested it out, and my thesis was it was pretty much right. Basically the thesis was that after they pushed this up once, and then so it had a push, pull back, push, normal, okay, normal. Now after this failed breakout right here, I was expecting it to just be done. I thought it was gonna start fading, but no, they saved it. They pushed it, boom. Okay, now here I was watching for it to get overview up and just kind of hover around, grind shorts out, start grinding shorts out. So that was my watch. It actually went under view up quite a lot, but then they swiped it over. And so I got in pretty quickly, only half size because my main entry I wanted was down here at this level because of this major support. I was expecting them to do a long trap, so I drew this trend line. So I was expecting them to break support, especially on market open, maybe like come down here, break support, and then rip it to high day. Um, so I got in half size here just in case they want to rip it right away. I probably should have cut this and then got a re-entry for a better average and better reward, but I didn't. And then they decided to just rip it right away with no trap really. They had a tiny trap, but nothing really to get an entry on. So here, my entry, we pushed over. We actually broke out over this. We actually broke out over the resistance, and then we stuffed, and then we stuffed again. So I just sold. I cut it. I don't know if that was the right idea. But I re-entered after I found out that Farmer, the pumper, is watching this because it's a low float. So I was like, okay, I had FOMO here. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna miss the move. Farmer's gonna pump it, and now I'm not in. I shouldn't have cut it, so I just re-entered. I don't know if this was the right move or not, but I stuck to my original thesis. I cut this trade for a little, basically break even, and then just re-entered at the same price. So really, there's no negative, but still, I mean, I got a little bit emotional, had a little FOMO. Probably could have got a better entry down here, but it is what it is. But yeah, I was really hoping for a tank, soak, and then rip to high day from down here, and this is where I was gonna really size it in big, because I could have a tight risk, good risk reward. Instead, market open, we kind of tank, but then we don't tank that far. We rip up. I was actually trying to sell half here, but since I'm a short trader, my buttons and everything's like switched around. So since I'm a short trader, I was like, oh, I'm gonna cover some here. So I clicked buy and I bought more, which wasn't so bad. I didn't overreact. I stayed calm. I was like, okay. Um, my main goal was to sell this at pre-market high and over. So I was trying to sell half at pre-market high and then half over. So it would have been a clean trade to be honest. Long here, sell here, sell here. But that did not work out. I accidentally longed here, and then after we ripped over pre-market high, I sold half there. And then I don't know if it was euphoric or whatever it was, but I was hoping for more. Now I'm not a long trader, but I do know what happens in small caps. Um, what I failed to recognize is that this already broke pre-market high. It's already clearing out, and I was looking at this level too for a macro clear out, and it just rejected that line perfectly. And also, what longing this did was make it so that I missed the short opportunity. So this was also a short setup. Trade the Matrix on Twitter. He longed and shorted this, kind of like what I was wanting to do, but I never got the short because I didn't cover all, or I didn't sell all here. And then I had another montage mistake. It kind of tanked, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell the rest for break even because it clearly failed. But I doubled down because I clicked buy because I just buy to cover, like it's muscle memory, so I just clicked it. So I doubled down and I was like, okay, maybe they'll soak it. Let me just have a tighter stop. So I had a tight stop here. It came down. I got stopped. It was I'm $1 green on the trade, which is like 0.00 something R. So just break even basically. So it was kind of a scratch, but I did it to gain the experience. I'm not expecting to kill it on the long side or kill it on the shorts. Kill it. I'm not expecting myself to kill it in any way, but I'm just dabbling here and there just to get more screen time, because the best way to learn is make mistakes and to get in the game and not just watch the game. That's my opinion. So that was that trade. It sucks I missed the short, but it is what it is. And then another opportunity was this view up exhaustion. So we kind of bounced, failed, and then we kind of it's almost a failed breakout, but we kind of got over this level here, tested view up, and we failed. Kind of hindsight now, because I would have liked it to get over a little more for a short, but I really wasn't watching it. I was more focused on CISO. So we'll transition to that. This was a good trade, but I need to really work on my exits. I think this area was fine to take some profits, but I don't think I should have covered all here. Now, in the moment, this is what it looked like. This is what it looked like in the moment. So, I was like, okay, I think, well, first of all, we'll talk about the entry. So I was looking at this level. It was pre-market, so it's not super significant. So the level I was more looking at was this level. So this is a morning range failed breakout. So we push, we have a pullback, we kind of stall here. So this identifies the high day line. Now once we break over it, I waited for confirmation. All right, we stuffed down. We have this huge volume, and then I go full size right away, risking 450. So I go full size, 1R risk, 450, and then boom, it works right away. I think my first target should have been about here. So I think that should have been my first target, and then I think the next target should have been like 360, like this support. But yeah, I really need to be more patient, because I made like 1.7 R on this trade, but I could have made like 2 to 3 R on this trade if I had just gotten better exits. And yeah, my win rate will go down, going for bigger price targets, but I'm fine with the lower win rate if it means I get higher risk reward, and it makes it all overall just easier to become profitable. So we'll zoom out here. You can see those are good cover targets as well. It really it didn't have a bid. It came all the way down. No big bounces. I just covered all out. So yeah, I mean, I really need to improve my exits. I'm gonna start tracking data on failed breakouts to see, okay, where's the best exits on these? What indicators work? I'm just gonna try different things out and kind of create a system around the failed breakout, to be honest. As much as right now I'm discretionary trading, I think systematizing things is the best, because it'll make more consistent results, and you can have more conviction, use more size, especially if you back test. And yeah, you'll just have confidence holding and following your system. At least my experience with my ADS system, which I haven't been able to execute once again because there haven't been pre-market gappers. Oh, except for this one. Like, technically this was a pre-market gapper, but it was 20 minutes before I wake up. So that sucks. It is what it is. But yeah, overall, it's still a good trade, but I do have a lot to improve on. My entry and risk, A++++++. I think it was great. Something I could have done a little better is maybe get a starter into this. So just like 0.2R risk, and then add full size, so just a little better average, and sometimes I'll miss the move because it'll happen so quick. But overall, I think this is a solid, like perfect A+ entry. And risk, very tight risk, good risk reward, especially if I had held for those good targets. But yeah, solid trade. Now, GFAI, I really like this trade too. Let's talk about this one. So this was late day. You can see the time. So this was an intraday runner. Now, what I was really looking, I remembered when this came up, I remembered, oh, well, this ran a few days ago. So I instantly pulled up, I looked at the daily, okay, you can't really see anything. But what I do see on the daily is that it gives back most of its gains. So that is very good. That adds conviction. But then I go to the 30-minute chart, and I'm looking at this level for a macro clear out. Now, it wasn't the most ideal macro clear out because this time was pre-market and you can see the volume was fairly low, but it was still a level I was watching nonetheless. Now, I did start a little bit early because as you can see, let's see. As you can see, it kind of pushed it pushed a good amount. And then we kind of had a pullback. It kind of broke out a little bit, and then it kind of got like volume was toppy, it looked like. And then on the swipe, we had a little hesitation. So I just got a small starter. So not risking full size yet. So I got a full, or just a starter. And then I just cut it because clearly I got in too early. I was betting on the failed breakout here, but the macro level was here. So this was the main watch. I should have just waited for this macro level, but I mean, it is what it is. Once we got over the macro level, I saw this volume, and I just saw on the tape, we were getting a lot of selling, heavy selling, so I just got in. Now, my problem is when I'm not confident on a setup or I haven't executed something like it a lot, I don't use size. So I didn't even risk 1R here. I didn't even risk half an R here. I don't even know if I got in starter size. I literally, it's almost a paper trade, to be honest. But I just wanted to get involved. But I need to have more confidence in myself because I have more screen time than I think. And I need to have more confidence in myself. I need to be consistently risking the same amount, in my opinion, because you never know which trade's going to work and which trade's not. And trying to guess, in my opinion, is going to give you inconsistent results, and therefore you won't be profitable. So becoming profitable will be a lot easier if I just, do things consistently, have a systematized approach, and all that. So I got the perfect entry. Now, taking note from CISO, again, I'm trying to prove 1% after every trade. I'm trying to improve every day. I'm trying to improve after every trade. So I was like, normally I would have covered right away on this huge tank. I would have been like, oh, tank, let me take profits. I was like, okay, let me wait for one more push down. Let me just sit on my hands. And that's what I did. And it paid off really well. And I actually, a very good trader I follow on Twitter, covered right here, so I did one better than him. Now, after this, I took half size of what I took here, so even less. I was kind of looking for a backside clear out here because I did expect it to go lower based off of like looking at this volume. Like there's no demand now. So we had a bounce that set the level. We had a pullback. It kind of soaked here, so I was like, okay, I think they're gonna do a backside clear out. Now they got over this level a very tiny amount. I got my my half size in, and then we should have, in my opinion, broke right here. This should have been the clear out. We did have volume there too, which is good. So I was like, okay, this is very likely to be the clear out. So this should have been the continuation downward, but it wasn't. So it kind of bounced back up. It still looked a bit weak. So I was just waiting. And then the offer started thinning, and I was just like, okay, let me just get out. So I got out, and that was a good call. But what I failed to do was recognize that it's still a backside clear out. That this is still an opportunity. Like, I should have been shorting into this, or at least after this tank, I should have shorted somewhere in this micro shelf. Because after this, like, it's very clean. You could see it held this level, perfect micro shelf. They even trapped some here, micro shelf, and then boom, floor wash. Boom. And they soaked that thing up pretty good. So I don't know if I would have got all out there, but that's just guessing at this point. But yeah, that was that. I'm really glad I traded it, but again, I need to be using 1R risk every trade. Unless it's like starters, then I can do 2.2R risk, but with the intention of going full size. So that was that. Yeah, overall, today was a solid day. Again, ever since I switched to, well, didn't switch, but added discretionary into my trading, it's been great. Really great. I've become, I'm actually profitable so far with all my discretionary trading. Just sitting on the sidelines for my ADF, for pre-market gappers, because once those come up, I say it at the end of every recap, I will start printing some good charts, because my system is really awesome. I'm so stoked to just execute it and see the hard work pay off. Just waiting for those pre-market gappers. But meanwhile, I will be practicing my discretionary trading, and I will be doing really good. One more note. If I had gone 1R risk here, let's assume I took a starter cut, 0.2R. Let's just assume this was also 0.2R risk, because this didn't really give an add opportunity. It kind of just tanked huge right away. So let's just say I got 0.2R. I was risking 0.70 on this. Yeah, so 1 cent over the highs. So I was risking 70. My entry was 68. Okay? My entry was 68. So I'm risking 2 cents. All right? 2 cents. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's just say 8 cents on average. So if I'm risking 2 cents, this is literally a 4R trade if I'm risking 1R. If I'm risking 0.2R, it's a 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't know math. It's an 0.8R trade. So this would have added very, very nicely to my P&L overall on the day and would have just been great. But yeah, I didn't use size, practically paper trading it. It's a beautiful chart, but I need to have confidence. So that's the thing. Have confidence, because you can never predict which one of your trades is going to be a winner and which is going to be a loser. But yeah, overall, hope you guys like this. Let me know if you have anything to say down in the comments. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe, because I'm going to be uploading a lot more content, not just daily recaps. Let me know in the comments if you have suggestions on what you want to see. And yeah, turn on post notifications so you don't miss those. Have a good weekend, everyone. Hope you guys did good this week, and I wish you the best of luck next week. I will see you then. Peace.